Hey, what's up, guys? Tukey here, back again with another episode of my New Jersey Devils franchise mode series right here on NHL 19. And this episode could ultimately prove to be the last. When we started this series, we knew we wouldn't make it that far. It was never going to be, the longest series in the world. And NHL 20 is on the horizon, man. It is very, very close. So this could be the end. This is more than likely going to be our last playoff run. And hopefully we can get a win today, make it back to the conference final, and we'll see what happens from there. But this could be the end. Obviously, the upload schedule over the past few days really kind of slipped up, and I'm sorry for that. But in terms of getting things lined up and prepared for NHL 20, sorting things out, it's easy for the schedule to slip. And then you also factor in a 16-hour stream Sunday into Monday, which probably wasn't the brightest idea, but it's what we did. So I do apologize for that. Regardless, though, we are ready to go for this series here against the Hurricanes, of course, the team that we used before we began this series. These are the lines that we are going to start off with. A couple of changes in terms of, like moving Adam Henrique over to a left wing for the sake of going best lines. Like Fabian Zetterlund, we changed his player type. He was a two-way. Has ridiculous passing. The offensive awareness kind of sucks. It's a really interesting, attribute spread there. I don't know how well he'll do, but we'll see. Defensively, that right-hand side is still absolutely stacked. We'll see if they can carry the weight here. And then Askarov, .928 save percentage through 6 games, and we are certainly going to need him to continue to play at a high level if we are going to find success. Taking a look at our opponents, let's see what we are dealing with here. The Carolina Hurricanes, Teuvo Teravainen, Sebastian Aho, and Andrei Svechnikov. That's going to be problematic to deal with. 391s leading the way. The second line isn't bad, but it's not amazing either. Palat, Kerfoot, and Dzingel. Third line of Miles Wood, who will score 17 hat tricks against us. Necas, Nekas, call him what you will, and Luotz to Reinen. That's a very good third line. That makes a very good third line with an 85 and an 84. And the fourth line, Jack Drury, Morgan Geekie, and Radek Faksa. Defensively, still very good. Bean Hamilton, Slavin Falk, good old Harley Thomas. That'll forever be great. And Brett Pesce, the goaltender, is Alex Nedeljkovic, with Ilya Konovalov as the backup. So they've stuck to the majority of the makeup of their team in terms of, not having that much turnover. Obviously like Palat, Kerfoot, Miles Wood additions as well, Radek Faksa, but for the most part, mainly on the defense. And with the goaltending, it's what you would expect to see at this point. Marco Rossi, Michael Kempney, and Nick Leddy, the healthy scratches for them. Let's not waste any more time, mainly because, as you can tell, I can't clear my goddamn throat. I started to record the episode. I paused and took a drink, and it's not happening. So we're going to power through this. We're going to do the best we can, and hopefully we end up with a winning team on the other side of this. The overall's fairly balanced. Let's see what we can do. Things started off so well for us in the postseason in the last episode. Will the good times last? That is the question, and we're about to find out. So let's do this, shall we? First period of Game 1, and we see a goal apiece. Evan Barrett gets the opening goal. Andrei Svechnikov able to tie it before the end of the period. Svechnikov scoring from just a god-awful angle. That's okay. Allow me to clear my throat. One more time. You ready? Two times. I'm going to mute the mic really quickly. All right, we're good. No need to make a jump cut there. It'll be fine. Editing? What's editing? I don't know what editing is. Second period. Jesus, Marian Hossa. What the hell just happened? So, goaltending. What is it? My thesis paper. Good God. 1-1 at the end of the first. It is 5-4. So Svechnikov gives them the lead. Hughes ties it at 2. Drury makes it 3-2. Good God. Hall makes it 3-3. Svechnikov makes it 4-3. Henrique makes it 5-3 or 5-4, 4-5-7. I've lost count. There was a goal from center ice. Jesus Christ, dude. You had 6 goals in under 9 minutes. And Andre Palat was able to break the tie, giving them a 5-4 lead. That is absolutely insane. As we go to the third in need of another goal, and we find it. Jack Hughes scores the 10th goal of the game. We're tied at 5, but not for long. Zetterlund makes it 6-5. In one of the highest scoring playoff games I remember seeing in NHL 19, will Zetterlund's goal hold up as the winner? Yes, it will. 6-5 is your final score. The Devils take game 1 on the road. I can't wait for there to be like back-to-back 1-0 finals after this. A hat trick for Andrei Svechnikov was not enough ultimately. A 6-5 win for the Devils on the road. Zetterlund had a great game. The fourth line in general had a great game. Goaltending-wise, yikes. Talk about needing good performances. Didn't get it from either goaltender. Thankfully, ours was just a little bit better. My God, 6-5. How is that for a way to start off a series? Jesus. We go to game 2. No need for any changes. Why tinker with things when we won? That's just foolishness. Screw the warning signs. Let's just go for it. First period of game 2. I'm afraid to see what's going to happen once I hit the button. Absolutely nothing's going to happen, apparently. 14 shots of 13, no goals from either side. Second period. What is with the second period? My God. Brent Gates gives us the lead. Falk and Aho score, and then Henrique scores 4 goals in under 9 minutes. We're tied at 2. Shots are just about even. Bednar is in for the Devils. What happens? What happened to Askarov? Yikes. We go to the third. We have to hope that's a short-term injury, and we have to hope that Jan Bednar can step up and get the job done here, or we are going to be in a little bit of trouble. Palat scores. Wood scores. It's 4-2. Jan Bednar. Shitting the Bednar. That'll be the title of the video. If I could put the word shitting in a YouTube title, I would do it. Carolina takes game 2. And this series is tied up at 1 apiece. Alex Nedeljkovic and his majestic eyebrows leading the way. In fairness, Justin Falk also has majestic eyebrows, but for different reasons. Nedeljkovic leads the way. Is Askarov hurt long term is the question, and that does not appear to be the case. But unfortunately, his injury was enough to cost us, as we have given up 9 goals in 2 games. If you think about it, damn lucky to be even in this series given those circumstances. We're going to jump to game 3. If we lose this one, we'll contemplate making changes for the first time. I mean, technically we did swap Boqvist back and Bratt as well, but we might be due for more changes than that. So let's see what happens here. Home ice, first period of game 3. The Hurricanes get the opening goal, Jake Bean. Second period, we tie it up, Jake Gardner. For once, we do not see a crazy flurry of goals in the second period. We head to the third. I noticed where Gardner scored from 2. Miles Wood scores again, because of course he did. Kerfoot makes it 3-1. This one's over. This one is absolutely over. The Hurricanes are going to come back from losing a shootout in game 1 to just, I don't want to say walking over us in the next 2 games, but that's rough. That's rough. The Canes have a 2-1 series lead. Nedeljkovic and Miles Wood leading the way. Askarov did well. Unfortunately, for the second game in a row, the offense just couldn't provide the help that we needed them to provide, as Pittsburgh up 3-0 on Buffalo. And we're going to have to make some changes here. That top line is not clicking. There's points, but the top line, and the second line for that matter, it's just not clicking. So in terms of changes, I'm not sure what I want to do. That fourth line's playing really well together. Of course, we still have the injury to Troy Terry. Henrique's playing well. Kopitar was still playing well. Okay. I have an idea. I have an idea. Is this idea going to work? I don't know. But we're still going to try it. Sound good? Henrique, Kopitar, Gusev, Hughes, Hischier. Actually, Hischier, Hughes, and Hall. That's the way to go. Will it work again? I don't know. Defensively, top pairings killing it. Right. What are we going to do about that? What are we going to do about that? There's really nothing that can be done about that. All we can really do is flip them around because the other two pairings are both doing well. That's incredibly frustrating. Hell of a save percentage for Jan Bednar there. Askarov still somehow hanging around at a 922. We'll see if those changes are enough to spark something here in Game 4. If we lose here, then we very quickly have a 3-1 hill that we have to overcome, and I honestly don't know if we're going to be capable of it. That could spell the end of this series. Not only this series against Carolina, but the series in general. Let's see what happens. First period of Game 4, and the Hurricanes again have an early lead. Thomas Harley with the goal. 17 shots to 7 in their favor. Second period, we tie it up. Evan Barrett. Shots are about even. The scoreboard is even. We go to the third, the biggest third period that we have had in this series to date, in my opinion. So we have a power play chance, and we score. Jesper Bratt with the goal. And now we need the defense and the goaltending to step up, do its job, and do it well, and they couldn't. Nekas scores. Gusev scores. Is that enough? Can we hold on? Yes, we can. Nico with the empty netter. We are tied at 2 wins apiece through the opening 4 games of this series. Askarov with a huge performance, 37 saves, and a clutch goal from Nikita Gusev is able to get us over the hump. We head back to Carolina with a tied series, as Buffalo also able to hold on. So we see a 3-1 and a 2-2 split on both sides of the bracket. We're going to leave the team as it is off of that win, and this is going to be very interesting. Game 5, who will take control? Can we wrestle it away from the Hurricanes, or will they have a chance to end this series in Game 6? Let's find out. First period, advantage, New Jersey. Nikita Gusev. 2 goals in 2 minutes. And we have the lead early on despite being just about even in shots. 3 goals in his last 2 periods of play now for Nikita Gusev. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And if he keeps performing at this high of a level, we're good to go. Second period, 3-0. Jesper Bratt. Down on the third line, or Bratt. When he first joined the league, I heard commentators saying Bratt, and it's just stuck in my head. You know how that is? I mean, God, the go-to joke is like NHL 2K9 or something like that. They pronounce Dan Hamhuis as Dan Hamhouse. So you know that someone just is like, okay, Hamhuis, Hamhouse, damn it! Like, it's stuck in their head, and every once in a while they say it. So I'm sorry. Blame the commentators who didn't know how to say his name correctly. Marchand. We go to the third. We're up 3-0. It would be devastating for this to fall apart on us now. We should have a chance to end this series in Game 6 on home ice, but shoulds don't mean a damn thing. Thankfully, Hughes is able to match Svechnikov's goal. We're back up by 3 with 10 minutes left. Aho with the goal from center ice. 2 goals difference. 1 goal difference. 2.5 minutes. Hold on. Hold the fort. Hold the fort. No. We just blew a 3-0 lead in the third period. We're going to overtime. And if we lose this game, we're losing in 6. OT in game 5. Who's going to win it? Is there a second chance at life here? My dream of NHL 19 ending on a high note just went up in smoke. We blow a 3-goal lead, lose 5-4 in overtime, as we head home for game 6 with our backs against the wall. An absolute tragedy. But this team is in a whole lot of trouble. Taylor Hall has been stuck on 4 goals for a while, so we're going to go ahead and bump him down. I really don't feel like he's performing on that high of a level either. I just wouldn't know what to do with him. We're going to go Henrik Kopitar-Gusev. This might be shocking. Oh, God. We need to break up that 4th line, too. What are we going to do here? What are we going to do? We have a lot of underperforming players and not enough space to accommodate them all. Barrett's done well. He's done well. Okay. We're going to go Zetterlund, Boqvist, Spears. "20 penalty minutes for Nico." That's game over, buddy. That is game over for you. I don't know how to counterbalance that, but we're going to have to find a way. We are going to have to find a way to counterbalance that, aren't we? How's that going to be accomplished? Boqvist, Hischier, Spears. Bratt can't play center. Let's go Hall, Hughes, Zetterlund. Who has the best face-offs? Who has the best shot? Gates, Barrett, Bratt. Is it crazy? Yes. But we're absolutely desperate. And I have no other choice here but to scratch Jake Gardner. We're going to bring in Noel Hoffenmeyer. Because again, I'm not allowed to call anybody up because we're technically in cap hell, even though we're not. Because that's just how it works, apparently. So again, if I want to try to call anybody up, it's probably not going to let me. I would prefer to call up Spurgeon. It will not let me. Because apparently we'd still be over the cap, even though we wouldn't be. It's like the game doesn't know how to factor in proper retention. There's really nobody else I'd want to scratch to make this happen. Noel Hoffenmeyer is going to play. And we're going to see if this team can live to fight another day after letting a prime opportunity for this to be a series-clinching game slip through our fingers. First period of Game 6, not a great start. Nature scores again. Second period, barring a comeback, guys, I think this is it. Barring a comeback, this might just be it for the New Jersey Devils. We go to the third. Power play early on. We get an early goal, Taylor Hall. Jack Hughes scores. It's a 1-goal game, 2 goals in 29 seconds. Power play for the Canes is killed off. 9 minutes left. We need one more goal. Anybody, please, 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 please. That is not how I wanted to end things. Maybe there is one more season. Maybe there isn't. But my God, is that a devastating loss. Holy hell. Game 5, if this is the end, is what this team will be remembered for. Choking away a 3-0 lead in the third period and getting booted in the very next game. Ultimately, Taylor Hall, for as much offensive output as he had, defensively was a nightmare. Hughes, it wasn't as bad. Gusev was fine. Nico wasn't great. I mean, again, it's just the offense and defense offset one another, and the penalty minutes were absolutely horrific. Kopitar, Henrique were solid. Barrett, Boqvist, not quite what we want from him. Not quite what we want from Bratt either. I thought he'd be the guy who this was all building towards. It wasn't. The injury to Troy Terry didn't help. Blake Spears didn't do much. Defensively, Godfrey was solid. McAvoy was solid. Dumba and Gardner were horrific. Bernard and Smith were fine. Bottom line is the goaltending didn't hold up. A .918 save percentage for Askarov. We talked about it. That wasn't going to be enough to get the job done. And guess what? It wasn't. Like I said, I don't know for sure if that's it. If it is, it sucks to end things on such a down note, but we can't always end it on a Stanley Cup win, as nice as those are, to be able to end series on. But we're time restricted, man, with NHL 20 there. At most, it's one more season. But I don't know if there's any coming back from a loss that devastating.